All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're already going. Get loose.
20 dwarves turns doing.
That's good.
Is that good?
That's pretty loose.
On the LongBoat Key Project, we had 4 jobs that we had to do. One was a beautiful seashell ceiling. Another was a monkey bar with custom-made dragon's tooth shingles, trees, monkeys, a turtle house, and sea turtle sculptures out front that we just bedazzled. I'll start out with some bendy ply and a marker, and I'll hand draw the 2 different views of the turtle. So they're going to come together, then I can just blow my foam on them, begin sculpting that way. You can see Nathan had welded up all of the monkey shapes, the monkey skeletons, and when I'm blowing foam, I try to get everything I can. That's the beginning stage of the monkeys. Later on in the background, you'll see the monkeys just kind of got pushed to the side. So once I get the general shape out of the foam, I just start taking grinders and grind it. Yeah, that means cut. Rewind that part.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so fun for you to edit, Dylan.
Yeah.
So fun for you to
I've always been mad. I know I've been mad.
20 dwarves. So once I get the general shape, I'll start again with electric knives, grinders, get the shape going. I'm not really trying to see it yet. I'm just knocking down what I know doesn't belong. Hot days, hot summer days, and there you can see Nathan in the background, manhandling the steel around for the monkey house, which you'll see later. Once I get the general shape going, I know now I have to start thinking about symmetry. Cutting the edges off, starting to round it out. I see it now in my head. As you can tell, there isn't any pictures. We all know what a sea turtle looks like. You see the turtle, you see the shape, whether it's a turtle, a monkey, anything, and it's almost like a headache. Like you have this headache and you're working on it, and before you know it, the headache's gone. You don't remember exactly when the headache left, but you know now the headache's gone. And it's like that sculpting. It just comes into shape, and next thing you know, you're there. But sculpting is never a headache. It's the absolute best thing, best therapy in the world. There's a bunch of little tricks and stuff. They're like, oh, you're so talented. But no, it's really just, I know a lot of tricks, such as taping off one side, freehand it out, what I like, cut it, and then you just flip it on the other side. You can mirror it there, and you just cut it out, and boom, you got a turtle. So again, with the front doing that, or is that the back? That is the back. Cut that out, make it look cool, start rounding off the edges. I gotta start making pockets in there because you kind of have an idea of how big it's gonna be, but once you get the shell, now you're locked in. Now you start figuring, okay, the fin will be this big. There aren't any tape measures used in art. It's just what looks good. If it looks good, then it is good, it is right. If it looks straight, it is straight. So once you have the general shape, you got to protect it, tinfoil, fiberglass it. Now a really cool trick on this too is to get more than one copy. Hold on, we got Ryan trying to figure some stuff out. Right here you can see the Ryan thinking, scratching his brain, and he can't get the angle right. So back to the turtles. A quick way, it's just called chop and pop. So you have a chop gun, you're gonna chop the piece out and you're gonna pop it. You're not making a mold. So basically this would be a male mold. Now I need 2 of these. So the easiest way is to get somebody else to fiberglass the second shell. You have fiberglass it right over top, again with the tin foil. This time you just barely dust it with the spray glue. So once you have it, you can cut it in half, drill a little hole, put some air into it, pops right off. Hence the chop and pop. Now I have 2 turtle shells, exactly the same. Then you can begin to Bondo, Sand. So turtle heads, you just draw it out on styrofoam, you glue it all together, you just take a grinder and Just remove the parts that don't belong. This is the precision that real shops use to make sculptures or make displays. You're stacking buckets, you're putting paint cans on, you're looking at what is going to be the best size. Now, off here on the left, you can see my son giving it a go at sculpting a turtle shell. This turtle shell was fantastic. Something wasn't right. We couldn't figure out what didn't look right until I began to fiberglass it, and I realized there's no place for the legs, the head. Kind of forgot that little detail. What was that stainless steel? 3031 stainless?
316, I think.
We used, yeah.
I think it was 316.
220, 221.
220, 221.
I think it was 304. That's a safe bet.
What's the best stainless steel?
Just say we use that.
We use that. This is all titanium. Once we have the sculptures, and then I'm kind of, okay, I want them here, I want them there, and Nathan's going around basically with these giant popsicle sticks, and he's nailing it, and we're getting it this side, getting it to where the shape just looks great, and then he just cuts loose on it. Everything here is all stainless steel inserted into each other, so the entire turtle has its own stainless steel skeleton inside. So in order for things to slot into each other, he jumps on the little mini lathe and starts making plugs, drilling and tapping so we can have it welded and bolted in on the job site, because we're inside of a fountain. So you have to carry these big turtles up into where they're gonna go. Everything's by hand. The fountain's already finished, so we're just putting the crown jewel on top.
Yeah, you didn't mention that this is a fountain.
This is going inside of a fountain. Again, paint cans, a little 2x4 for a little more jacking up, worked great. If you don't like where things are positioning as Nathan begins to TIG everything together, I can then move it, manipulate it, hold it, he TIGs it, and then we rebalance it with more paint cans. The fins, I didn't want to waste any time showing how to sculpt a fin. It's just fins done. Attaching all the fins, with your spray foam, get them where you like, fiberglass it all in. We cut the trenches out. Now they're exactly where they need to be because they all match up to what Nathan had welded up earlier with the stainless. Fiberglass and Bondo, a lot of Bondo. This took, I think it was 12 gallons of Bondo to do all 3 turtles. It's great because we forgot to film all of the Bondoing, but really, who wants to see somebody sand all the time? So boom, magic of TV, it's done. Ryan's doing the final touch-ups and the skim coats on it.
Ryan on his phone.
It's funny because we always just say, final coat, final skim coat, final sand, like 10 or 12 times before it's ever truly the last one. Everybody out there that has a shop and does this knows the organization just goes out the window when it's deadline time and you got to get finished. So again, I had to weld up the frames for them to actually ship on so they could all be floating and not damage any of the paint. Late nights, and we're all like pushing the clock to get it done, I'll just order a bunch of pizza and we make a night of it. This particular one, I think we all did probably 18 hours. So it's the glazing putty, the meticulous, the devil's in the details. It takes time and you can't rush it. That's where all your work and effort come. You don't want to rush to the finish line. You want to walk it through nice and clean. The easier the final primer goes on, that's when you can really see how good the paint's gonna go. Now the paint job, so after everybody leaves and there's no more dust kicking up in the shop, because these all can't fit in my paint booth, I'll begin painting, the whole painting process, and clears, and candies, and iridescence into the final clear to get it all just to be gleaming, shiny, nice. Once I'm finished painting and the candies are done and the clear is on, I put kicker into the clear so it can dry much faster, because the next day, it's all hands on deck. We are literally putting 18,000 plus small glass diamonds over the entire thing, as well as caulking kisses and just making them look the best that they can, and then load them directly onto the trailer right in the shop and head out 4 o'clock in the morning to take it's anywhere between 3 to 6 hour drive down to LongBoat Key and begin installing. It didn't take but Dylan and I, how long do you think? 2 hours?
I was gonna say 2 hours tops.
About 2 hours to put it all into there. I was in there, and these turtles are extremely heavy, and it's cantilevered over, and this one's here. These have to clamp together. The way how Nathan designed it was, this is going into here. Underneath, I have a bolt. So this is a precision fit, and it's about 3 inches long with a 3-inch tube, and to try to get that to go in. I think my son learned some new words that day on what I was calling Nathan, because it just wouldn't go in. I was just, and all of a sudden it just snapped in, even without the bolt. And I was so happy Nathan did all of that.
Why was Nathan not there? Because somebody gave me COVID.
Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. So, this would have gone much smoother through and locked in if Nathan was here. But yeah, I forgot. He got COVID from somebody. We got it finished, and the end result, the client was extremely happy. I was extremely happy because they made it through the hurricanes without a scratch.
No, I was so surprised it was made it through the hurricane. I mean, not because I thought we did a bad job, but just they're literally like flying discs.
I had every confidence in my welding.
That's good. Well, one of the frames did break on the way there.
Yes.
One of the tags.
One of your.
That was on the holding apparatus. That was welded by Ryan.
Oh, that is true, Ryan. Of course. It's
One of
Ryan.
the tacks. Yeah.